going on, guys? We're sitting here in the Kubota L6060 Nordic Edition, or should I say the Northern Snow Special. Besides the point, I'm inside the cab and I just want to dive deep into the controls. I know this might seem simple to a lot of you watching. However, we wanted to make this for our operators for training purposes. So I'm going to go over the front half of the cab and what's going on up here with the controls and beneath me. And then we'll get into the four-wheel drive and high, low, medium gear, and of course, the beautiful cluster here. This is where all the magic happens. PTO on, 3-point hitch up and down, hydraulic controls, loader stick. We'll be using this for gravel packing, of course. A couple other little nuanced things that are here, like your lights and whatnot. First and foremost, let me dive into the front of the machine. Of course, I'm gonna start with what drives the machine forward. Of course, you got your ignition here. Okay, I'm sure you know how to use that. That'd be scary if you didn't. Over here, we got our lights, right? Okay, horn. It's not gonna work right now because the machine's not on. We have our high, like our rabbit, if you will, our high gear, and then our low gear. So you got 2 gears here right on the shifter, which is super nice. I'll show you what that looks like right now, guys. Rabbit to turtle, rabbit to turtle. So this is really nice if you're kind of getting used to the machine and you're a newbie and maybe you're out there for your first shift. You got your 4-ways. You always got to put your 4-ways on while you're operating to be safe. Your auto throttle control here. So basically what this is going to do is when it's turned on, if you accelerate forward and your RPMs are put all the way down, you see the RPMs here? This is what controls the engine power. Okay, when this is all the way down, but you accelerate forward, it's gonna give more power to your engine. Okay, that's what the auto throttle does. So it's nice when you're driving around town because you'll save a lot of fuel. So guys, I recommend using it when you're driving around town. You don't even ever have to take it off, to be honest, because once you get to your route and you start doing driveways, that's when you could just turn your power all the way up and you could leave auto throttle on for when you power down and maybe you drive back to shop or drive to a different route. So if you look on the dash here, auto throttle advance is on, and then you can turn it off. On, off. So make sure your auto throttle is always on. And then of course, when you're driving to and from the shop or to different routes, just to save a little bit of fuel, and so the tractor is not running full throttle the entire time, you put your throttle to low, right? Just on turtle like you see here. You're gonna hear the tractor idle. It's gonna be very quiet and you're gonna notice, wow, there's not a lot of power. Well, as soon as you hit that throttle forward, you're gonna see that the engine fires up and gets really, really loud and you start accelerating quickly. So that's nice to save some gas. You got some display modes up here. Honestly, guys, you shouldn't really touch these or play around with them too much, but if you wanted to, you know, see how much fuel you had left or, you know, check at oil change or how many hours is on the machine, etc., you could do that here. That's pretty much the cluster in a nutshell. You're probably wondering, well, what the f are these 2 buttons right here? So these 2 buttons are for regenning, okay? Sometimes the tractor needs to go through this regenning process. You gotta remember that these are diesel combustion engines and they do some weird stuff. So every once in a while, they're gonna like their regen, okay? You're gonna see this light pop up on the screen. Look, there's a guide right here. I know you guys can't see it. So what's gonna happen is this tractor is equipped with a diesel particulate filter, DPF. If tractor is being used indoors or in a combustible area, push that inhibit button, okay? So for example, like right now, we're in a garage, the door's open, but if we wanted to turn this machine on and we want to let it run, you would hit this button right here. Okay, can you guys see that? This combustible button right here. So you wouldn't be using that, so don't worry about it. All right, if indicators flash, follow the chart below. So this is besides if you were using it in closed doors, you would use that button. Guys, for everybody operating, you are never, ever gonna touch that button, so don't even worry about it. What I really wanted to show you is this, okay? So if you see slash here, any of these, as you guys can see right there, okay? If you get this, if you get this, if you get that, right? Or if you get any sort of beep, with these lights on, what you're gonna do is push this button light off and raise your RPMs all the way up until this light goes away. This light right here that you're seeing, this is the regen light, that will stay on until the regen process is over. Very simple, I'm gonna explain it one more time. You guys are operating, you get scared, you see this orange light or this orange light or this orange light pop up on the dash. Don't worry, all you gotta do is push this button, okay? It's gonna light up. The button's right here. Very, very simple. You click that button, it's gonna be lit up just like how this four-way button's on right here. You see the yield button? It's gonna light up just like that in yellow. You're gonna click it off, and then what you're gonna do is raise your RPMs. Okay, you're gonna raise your RPMs right here. This is your RPMs, guys, right beside me. You're gonna raise them all the way up, and once you raise them all the way up, this light is gonna be on your dash, okay? And you're suddenly gonna see this light disappear. And that's it. You wait, you're gonna see this regen light here. This is gonna be the main light on the screen. You're gonna see that light stay on until the process is over. So that's everything there. Showed you guys the horn. See, that's it working, listen. It's pretty ignorant. Love that. Okay, over on this side here, these are just your fog lights. You can see, right? And then right over here, you have your cruise control. So if you get lazy of hitting the throttle, you could use your cruise control. Okay, I'm gonna move you to up above here. You have your climate control there of how much you want the airflow and how quick you want it to come out. Your fan power, if you will. Cool, your heat, if you want fresh air or the existing air to come back in the cab, and then your AC. Here, you got your front window wiper, you see that? There's a front window wiper. If you want to spray some product, you just got to hold it down. Okay, look what happens when you hold it down. All right, super simple. Just hold it down, guys, just like this. You hold it down and you'll be able to spray some washer fluid just like that. Same thing with this. This is for the rear. Now, if you want to give it a little clean because it's dirty and there's salt and sand all over your back window, you just hold it down again. See? That's all I got to explain to you there. You have a light up here for inside the cab, of course. This is a very important button too. That's for defrosting your windows. You have all your little fan holes all over here. There's 4 in the front and then 2 to the right, 2 to the left. I like to keep them always pointing at the windows so that the windows don't fog up. And it's a Bluetooth radio. That's very, very simple to use. You got a wishbone pedal. Okay, this is what these are called. We call them wishbone pedals. This is how it works, right? So you can see the arrow pointing up. As your forward, this is your reverse. Forward, reverse. Forward, and reverse. Forward, and reverse. You don't do this. That is way too dangerous. Don't ever operate it like this, please. Your heel always is planted right here. Forward, reverse. Forward, reverse. That's how you're gonna control the machine optimally. So right here's your brake. You won't really need to use your brake much because this is a hydrostatic tractor. So what's gonna happen is, as soon as you let off the gas, it almost stops on an instant. So you won't ever really need to use the brake. It'll be very rare instances, but just in case, you need to know the brake is right there. This little spindle right here, this is for your wheel. You hold it down and you can move your wheel wherever you like. You get your parking brake. The only way the parking brake works is you put pressure on the brake, you pull this forward towards you and you release the brake. Parking brake on. Boom, just like that. And then parking brake off. Just hit it once. So sometimes you'll notice that it's on. Do not drive with the parking brake on. I've seen some dumb do that before and that's just horrible for the machine, so please don't. And now we are gonna move to the back half of the cab. I'm gonna show you guys some of the controls over here. That's all the bread and butter. And then we also have a few controls down here that you really don't touch too often. So might look a little complicating at first, but it's dead simple. One of the most important controls is this yellow button, okay? This is how you turn your blower on. This is how your auger gets engaged, and you're gonna do so just like this, okay? And then if you wanna turn it off, you click it once, just like that. I'll show you one more time. It's off right now. You hold it down and you twist it, and it engages on. I'm gonna show you the RPMs right here. When you're driving route to route, leave your advanced auto throttle on, and then when you get to your route and you're beginning to start doing driveways, put this puppy full blast, okay? All the way to the top, highest level on rabbit, okay? If you wanna use full power and full speed, of course, you wanna make sure you have your rabbit mode engaged as well here. Okay, you'll see the rabbit pop up on the dash. You only want to be in turtle if you're just beginning to learn. You're still going to have max power to the blower if this is engaged all the way, However, if you notice your tractor is driving very slow, that's because you pressed your turtle mode here on the left side by accident. Okay, see how that works? So make sure you're always in rabbit if you want full speed. I personally operate like this all the time doing driveways. However, if it's the beginning stages for you and you're just learning how to operate this piece of equipment, I do recommend maybe going in turtle mode to, you know, get a little bit comfortable with the machine. And then once you're a little bit more experienced, you could hop up to rabbit, or you can just start at rabbit. Doesn't matter, totally up to you, just based on your comfortability. Now I'm gonna get to the very simple, straightforward 3-point hitch, okay? So basically the 3-point hitch is what's connected to the blower. That's the hitch in the back of the tractor. This lifts your blower up and this puts your blower down. One more time. Blower up, blower down. Okay, up, down. Now here is our loader stick. This is another hydraulic component here that functions something on our machine. So this year we have gravel packers. Okay, which is very important to know. How we are gonna have these gravel packers set up for you guys when you're operating this winter is just like so. Let me unlock it for a second. You're gonna push this forward for your blower angle to go down and be flush with the ground. So when you're doing normal hardtop driveways, you're gonna wanna make sure you put your hydraulic cylinder all the way forward so your blower is sitting even and flush with the ground. Okay, you'll see right from the back of your window, you'll know when the blower's sitting flat and flush. And now, when you get to your gravel driveway, you're gonna wanna pull it in towards you, all the way back. And what that's gonna do is the blower is gonna go from flat all the way to tilted back like this. What that tilt's gonna do, it's gonna be able to have you go and service your gravel driveways and pack the snow, as opposed to going and blowing a bunch of gravel all over the place. So this is the gravel packer control, if you guys will, to make things easy. Forward to put your blower flush with the ground, and backwards to give you that packing angle. And guys, once it's forward, it's forward. You can do 100 houses like that. Once it's set, it's set. But when you have a gravel driveway that pops up and you need to tilt your blower back to be able to pack the gravel driveway, this is how you do it. So it's your gravel packing controller, guys. Forward, flat with the ground, backwards, gives you that tilting angle. Now I'm gonna bring you to the 2 hydraulic remotes here, or controls, that move the back chute, okay? The control closest to you is gonna move the chute clockwise, okay? And then if you pull it inwards like this, it's gonna move it counterclockwise. Now we're gonna get to the last control right here inside the cab, and this is what's gonna move your deflector. Okay, so your deflector's on top, or you could call it tip of the chute. This is gonna move your tip of the chute up and down. Check it out. Down, up, down, up, down, up. So that's everything here for the hydraulic controls, guys. You're gonna notice these 2 lights over here. These are your front lights that are your working lights. You're gonna need these on while you're operating in the night, okay? Very important. They're gonna give you so much better visibility. I can't stress enough how much you're gonna want these on. And you'll know they're on because you'll see this light, okay? And then there's your back. Look at that, you can see the light turn on right away. Check it out. So guys, don't forget, make sure you have your front and your rear working lights on. These are heated as well, so when you turn on your defrosting button here, it's gonna turn on these. So that's everything there. That's everything there. This is all straightforward to use. If you wanna breathe a little bit inside the cab, you could open your window. Just make sure you always lock it after. That's how you open the rear window right here. You lock it like this, and you open it like that, and you push away. Okay, super simple. Pull it in to close it. That locks it. Open it up. That opens it up. So right here is the actual gears to your transmission. Because this is a hydrostatic tractor, it has 2 controls. Okay, it goes forward and it goes backwards. There's not a clutch, there's not gears, there's none of that fancy stuff. However, there is a high, medium, and low range for the transmission. Okay, so you always want to leave your tractor in high. The only time you would ever put your tractor in mid, right, which would be right here, is maybe if you're stuck or you need a little bit of better traction to have some lower end torque, or maybe low. Okay, low's all the way back. So there is some instances where I have put the tractor in low plenty of times. Maybe I had a big pile of snow I was dragging and I kind of got the tractor a little bit stuck and I need some more bottom end power. So guys, remember that low or the mid range will come in handy sometimes, and you can feel when your tractor is in that gear, okay? It'll slide from low to medium to high. Always leave your tractor in high. It should never be in anything but high. If you want to go slower, remember, hit the turtle control. That will, give you a slower speed and bring some more control to you while you're operating. But when it comes to the main gear for your transmission, always leave it in high. The only time you should ever put it in mid or low gear, which is all the way back, is when you're stuck and you need some better traction. This is your 4-wheel drive control. So right now, you could tell it is not in 4-wheel drive, and you're gonna see from the sticker right here, you see how the tractor isn't connected? There's that tiny little space between the front axle and the rear axle. That means it's not connected, okay? When you wanna turn your tractor into 4-wheel drive, you can see the bottom presentation here. The tractor is fully connected and has a lock. So let me explain to you how that works real quick. If you want 4-wheel drive, you push this down, like so, and you could feel the tractor lock into 4-wheel drive, right? You want to take it out of 4-wheel drive, you just push up on it like that. Okay, so you should always be in 4-wheel drive while operating and doing driveways. However, if it's a very light snowfall, maybe about 5 centimeters outside and the roads are bare and you have really good traction, you might not need to use 4-wheel drive. In that case, you could take it off. So 4-wheel drive when operating 9 times out of 10, guys, and it's right there for you. Okay, very easy. Right under my leg, this little peg, that's your diff lock right there. So that'll lock all 4 tires up and basically give you traction instead of just having one left tire in the front spin and one right tire in the rear spin. You would only use that if you were stuck. You're probably never ever gonna touch it, but if there was an instance where you're stuck, it does come in handy to put pressure on the floor with that little peg right there, and that'll give you a little bit of better traction. So guys, right here, this is something really important I wanted to share with you as well. If you ever notice that your blower, when you're raising it up or you're lowering it down, if it's going too quick and kind of slamming the ground, that's because your hydraulic valve control here is either too loose or too tight. So if you want your hydraulic valve to be more open, you turn it right, which will then result in the blower dropping and hitting the ground really quick and basically banging the blower off the ground, making a super loud noise, waking up neighbors, and ultimately destroying our equipment. So don't ever open it. You're gonna want to find a very proper balance, okay? Somewhere in the middle usually is where it needs to be. That's what's gonna give you that slow and steady raise of the blower up and down, okay? So find where you like to have it, okay? For me personally, I don't like my blower going down too quick because it slams and it's just bad for the equipment and you wake up neighbors and you get complaints. So just, keep an eye on that. If you ever notice that your blower is going down way too slow or it's going down way too quick, it's because your valve's all the way open. So just remember that. Okay guys, I showed you in the cab already before, but this is how you're gonna move your blower up and down. Don't mind the angle of the blower right now. That's because we haven't configured the hydraulic top link for the gravel packer yet. But check this out real quick. This is how your blower is gonna go down. Okay, I showed you guys before. Just like that. Very easy. And then this is how your blower is gonna go up. Okay? Very simple. You got your chute control, clockwise, counterclockwise. Now you got your chute tip, down, up, down, up. You got your forward drive. Watch the tractor stop on a dime, hold on. You see that? I didn't even touch the brake. That's the hydrostatic transmission I was telling you guys about. So forward, stops on a dime. Swear to God, didn't touch any brake. That's the hydrostatic transmission, like I said. Same thing with reverse, watch it. Reverse. Stops on a dime. Reverse. So you see how that works? It basically has an engine brake on. As soon as you take your foot off that hydraulic forward or hydraulic reverse, because remember, this is a hydrostatic transmission. It's all hydraulic driven. It's basically almost like an electric car, kind of the way it works, right? As soon as you let off the throttle, the engine stops right away because you stop sending power to it. So that's everything there. Okay, remember that yellow button I was showing you guys inside? This is a very important button. This is what turns your blower on and off and gets that auger spinning, right? Check it out. Look, you see? There's the drivetrain coming from the rear of the tractor to the blower, and that's what spins the auger. Watch as I power it up. Okay, remember that orange throttle I was showing you guys? Watch how much louder and quicker the tractor gets. Look how much quicker that auger's spinning. Look at the PTO coming out of the back of the machine. And look at how quick that auger is spinning in that blower. So guys, don't forget about that orange throttle I showed you in your control panel on the right side here. That's what's gonna power your blower. Remember, that's what's gonna power your blower. So if you have your throttle all the way down, okay, you have your throttle all the way down and you have a pile of snow in there and you turn your snowblower on, you're gonna clog this thing shut and you're gonna be dealing with quite a battle. So make sure your power is always full. So that's everything I got for you guys. That's pretty much a wrap on how to operate the Kubota L6060 tractor. There's a couple other little things in here that you'll learn along the way, but those were the main points I wanted to share with you guys. So can't wait for you guys to join our team here at Northern Snow. We're gonna have a hell of a time this winter. You're gonna really enjoy yourself, really enjoy your time in the machine. I promise, once you get going, once you get familiar with the tractor, once you get familiar with the tablet and how our business operates, it's truly like playing a real life video game once you get operating in this cab for long enough. I promise the first shift is gonna be hard, but just hang tight, enjoy the ride, get experience, get comfortable, and just watch how much quicker and how much better you get right away. It's gonna be like instant, right? Really excited to have all you guys. I appreciate you so much. We're gonna have a good year and I'm excited. I hope that covers everything. If you have some additional questions, you know, you could ask our operations manager, Mitchell, or you could ask our shop manager, Eric. They're always there to answer all of your questions. But for now, that's the rundown on the Kubota L6060 and how to operate it, guys. Thank you so much.